So what exactly do you do if no one purchases your gig? I want to talk with you about that topic here now in this video. So let's suppose you now finally have your gig published, you're proud of that, you finally took that step and now you're done with all the work, you recorded your videos, you set up your gig page, it's online, people are supposed to buy it, but no one is buying your gig. You don't receive any kinds of orders. What exactly can you do? Well, first of all, I would look at my gig and I would think, would I actually purchase what I'm selling? So let's, for instance, say you look at your gig and something is putting you off. Then, of course, fix that. Maybe it's the price, maybe it's the tone that you wrote perhaps your description in, or maybe it's that you record a video, but you don't seem very happy or very nice on that video, or maybe there is just simply something wrong about your gig, something that really sticks out. Like, I'm not meaning that some little things are perhaps wrong or there's something that we could optimize, but actually, is there something that could really put customers off? So if, for instance, you decided that you want to use a very high price point, let's say $1,000 for a logo, and no one is buying, well, then that would maybe be the one thing that I would change. Now, of course, if you fixed all of these things, you probably want to take a week or two in order to just observe whether there's any change in sales. Because if you change, let's say 100 things at the same time, then you don't really know which change generated all that money or which change generated the new sales coming in. So what you rather want to do is you always want to change one thing after another. So if, for instance, you found something out that is really putting customers off, and you can, for instance, send your gig to other people, let them have a look at the gig and tell you whether there's something putting them off or not. And when you change that and still nothing is happening, what you want to do is, of course, you want to change smaller things. So for instance, you want to do the wording differently. You want to change the title of the gig. You want to, for instance, upload a new sample or a new video or a new photo of what you're offering. So these are the steps that I would then take. So take steps in order to improve just smaller things, and always observe for a couple of days, observe what is happening and whether this actually will make a change. Now, if, for instance, if you're in a very heavily dominated niche, for instance, like in a niche like logo design, where we have certain sellers that have like 1,000, 2,000 reviews or something like that, what you want to do is, of course, you want to think about how can I get as many reviews as possible? Like, how can I get reviews so that I will rank at least, let's say, on the second or third page of Fiverr so that I get at least a bit of traffic? Well, you could, for instance, do the following. You can just ask a couple of friends of yours to purchase from you and that they should leave a review. Now, of course, this is not the, nice way to do it. And of course, the reviews of your friends should be honest reviews, but again, it is just a way to get more reviews. So get a way, or choose some kind of way how you can get more reviews. Like, for instance, sell your services for a lower price, like a very low price. Let's say you are offering, let's say, ghostwriting, and you help people to write books. And normally it would take, let's say, $500 to write a book, then do it for 100 or something like that. Like a ridiculously low amount. So just that you get a couple of sales, so that then you receive a couple of reviews, and these reviews will then, help you to be in a better position, and then you can increase your price again. But just to get a couple of reviews, I think it would be a very good strategy to just lower the price to an incredibly low amount so that you get some people at least that are going to purchase from you. Now, one more thing that I would do is I would just think about the pricing strategy and the presentation strategy in general. How are you presenting? Like, for instance, if everything seems right and everything seems good and your gig looks nice and perhaps the price is all right, but you still don't generate any sales, then what you want to do is you want to compare your gig to other gigs. For instance, I think it is not a lot of money if you charge $50 for a logo, but Fiverr is Fiverr. So for instance, on Fiverr, there are lots and lots of people who will just charge 10 or something like that. So think about that. Make sure that you actually compare your gig to other gigs and improve based upon that. Again, I probably, it's probably not a good advice to tell you to just lower your prices, because you want to earn money from what you're doing. And if you, give great value, you should charge more. But in the beginning, in order to drive more traffic to your gig page, to get more people to buy from you, to get some orders in, it probably is a good idea to charge as much as other sellers on Fiverr and to just present yourself in a similar fashion. Again, these are the steps that I would take. One more thing that I didn't really mention in the beginning of this video was this. If, for instance, you just wait a day and then you say, well, there's no order coming in, yeah, that's definitely possible. I mean, for instance, in my case, I think I had my first order after like 3 or 4 days on Fiverr, so it takes a bit of time. But if, for instance, you wait, let's say like 3 or 4 weeks and there's nothing coming in, then maybe you want to do some changes. But don't give up too quickly. It will take some time until you get your first orders. But right, that was it now here for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we can see each other in the next video.